well. Yeah. Yeah. So hope you're done well. And one second. Yeah, fine. This is fine. Sorry for interruption. Yeah. Um, hope you're all doing well and aligned as per the directions of the teachers. Hope they're all guiding well to the best of their ability. And I always wish that you take the shelter of teachers' guidance, which will make you very strong intellectually. Yeah. And follow a strong routine. Don't be fruitive minded. You're all writing exams. Sometimes you get less marks. Sometimes you may not be up to the mark. So don't worry about it. So just put your best efforts. You can listen to my personality development lecture 7. You can see even a student who secures 50% marks have a chance of getting into IIT with 5,000 rank. Even with 40% also, you can check out. It's a wonder. And consistently for the last 10 years, with 50% score in competitive exam, so gives us an admission in the engineering portal. So no need to feel nervous. So parents and students has to realize this fact. And today I am going to share a very wonderful news. So Sri Ramanuja Vidya Mandir officially yesterday is declared as Sri Ramanuja Junior College with affiliation code 02212. So we got the formal affiliation with 100% approvals from Board of Intermediate. You can share this good news to your parents also, and address change, management change, so and name change, everything happened. So now our college is officially affiliated to Board of Intermediate from yesterday. You can share this to your parents also. Yeah. So well, let us get into our discussion. Yeah. Now, choose the incorrect relation on the basis of Bohr's theory. Yeah. So let us see this question. It's a very simple question. Now, you know very well velocity is equal to 2 pi z k square by n. So it's right answer. And you can see here force of an electron. Force of an electron is, you know very well, F is directly proportional to Q1 Q2 by R square. R, you know very well, R is directly proportional to n square. That means definitely F is inversely proportional to 1 by n power 4. But here, you know, radius is equal to 0.529 into n square by z. So, but here it is given, what is given students here? Here n square into z is given. So, it is the incorrect relation. So, let us move on to the next question. An electron from one Bohr stationary orbit can go to the next higher orbit. So, it can go to the next higher orbit. Now, here you have an electron. Here you have an electron. This electron goes to the higher orbit. So this electron gets to the higher orbit only when it absorbs electromagnetic radiation of a particular frequency, not all frequencies, because the reason is E2 minus E1 is equal to h nu. So a particular frequency only. So not all frequencies. I hope you understood. So it is related to absorption, not emission. So this is wrong. It related to the absorption. But by absorption of any electromagnetic radiation is given. It's not any, it is specific wavelength or specific frequency or specific energy. So try to understand the things properly. So next question. The wavelength of the spectral line emitted by a hydrogen atom in the Lyman series is 16 by 15. R is given. This is, what is it? So wavelength of Lyman series. Lyman series, what is the value? N1 value is equal to 1. So find out the N2 value. It's a very simple. So you can substitute randomly here. We have the formula 1 by lambda is equal to r into 1 by 1 square, because n1 square minus 1 by n2 square. So substitute 2 3 values, you will be getting the answer. That is one way, or else you can solve this way. You will be getting n2 is equal to 4. I hope you understood, students. So C is the answer. So very simple question. So this type of questions are already so many times been asked in the complex examination. Well, let us move on to the next question. So very simple question. Here the question is asked in ergs. If the wavelength of an electromagnetic radiation is, so lambda is given as 2000 angstroms, right? So 2000 angstroms. So E is equal to hc by lambda. But h value you write in ergs. What is the h value in ergs? 6.625 into 10 power minus 34 joules. So 10 power minus 27 erg second. So if you substitute this, naturally h value, if you substitute in ergs, naturally you get the answer. It's a very simple question. So hc by lambda. So E is equal to hc by lambda. So very simple question. Next, de Broglie equation is the relation between, very simple, lambda is equal to h by mv. So r, that is equal to h by p. P is, what is p? P is a momentum. What is p? P is a momentum. So it is a lambda. Lambda is what? Lambda is a wavelength. So it is a wavelength and momentum. I hope you understood this. Now it's a very simple question. Different lines in the Lyman series. Very simple. Where Lyman series will fall? Will fall in the UV region. What region? UV region. This is a basic question. And Balmer is in the visible region. And Paschen bracket fund is in the IR region, infrared region. You should memorize that. Now, if the radius of the first Bohr's orbit be A0, so first Bohr orbit is R1 is equal to A0. What is the A0 value, students? You can see here R1 is equal to 0.529 into n square by z. So this is a hydrogen atom. Naturally 1 square, that is 0.529. This is equal to A0 is given. I hope you understood. Now, then the radius of the third Bohr orbit means R3 is equal to 0.529. 0.529 I can write as A0 into how much? N square. So here what is the n value given? N value is given as 3. So 3 square is equal to 9. So 9 A0. So I hope you are very clear. So answer is C. So let us move on to the next question. The work function for the photoelectric effect. So you know very well. See, for any metal, depending on the nuclear charge, so its work function is different. Already I have conveyed to you. So for example, cesium work function is different. Agreed or not? So you have electrons here. So the way electrons are embedded in the metal, it all depends, right? Now this work function will be W1, this will be W2. So they have different work functions. Why they have different work functions? Because it all depends on the bonding. For example, alkali metals, so the electrons are loosely bound, and alkaline earth metals, they are firmly bound. So work function will be more for alkaline earths. So that's why it is different for different metals. Now, if the kinetic energy of the electron, let us move this. If the kinetic energy of an electron is increased by 4 times, the wavelength of the de Broglie wave associated with it will be, so you know very well. So lambda is equal to h by root over 2m ke. You have studied already. So lambda is inversely proportional to 1 by root over ke. Now see, read the question carefully. If the kinetic energy of an electron is increased, 4 times it is increased. So increase 4 times means what? 1 by 4 ke root over. So what happens? It becomes half. It becomes a half. So very simple question. Now let us move on to the 10th question. Now let us see the 10th question. So it is as follows. The de Broglie wavelength of a particle of mass 1 gram. So mass is given how much, students? 1 gram is given, right? And velocity is how much given? 100 meters per second is given. Now what you have to find? De Broglie wavelength, lambda you have to find. Students, I already conveyed to you. So here try to understand. It is in joule second. Agreed? And this should be in kg. What is in kg? Mass should be in kg. Agreed? V, velocity is in meters per second inverse. And joule can be written as how joule can be written? Joule can be written as kg meter square second minus 2. So this is the thing. So that means this gram should be converted into kg. So this is the mistake students will be doing. If you take the grams directly, you will be getting into trouble. I hope you understood. That is equal to 10 power minus 3 kg. I hope you are clear. So next, the threshold frequency of a metal is see, if you don't understand again, you can, if you want, you can do it again. Here the last question, you substitute the values here. So joule second, joule is written as kg meter square second minus 2. Joule second you can write here s by m, mass is in kg, and v is meters per second. Okay, now cancel it. So if you cancel kg, meter will be there, and I hope you got it. Okay, so you got lambda in meters. Next, the threshold frequency of a metal. So W is given as 4 into 10 power 14 second inverse. The minimum energy of a photon to cause photoelectric effect is, so you know very well, W is equal to hc by lambda. Agreed or not? So here the minimum energy of a photon to cause photoelectric effect is, so you know very well. So actually W can be written as E is equal to h nu naught. So you have to find the E. What is E? Threshold energy. What is nu naught? Threshold frequency. Also you can write as hc by lambda naught. What is lambda naught? Threshold wavelength. So here W is here. E is also energy. W is also energy. Work function is also energy only. Okay, I hope you understood. You got the answer here. So simply, so E is given already by h, it will use threshold frequency. Now, it's a very simple question. If the electron of a hydrogen atom is present in the first orbit, the total energy of the electron is, you know very well, potential energy is minus E square by R, and kinetic energy is, so, and total energy is how much? Is equal to this is kinetic energy plus potential energy. Now kinetic energy is how much? E square by 2r, it is positive, and potential energy is negative, minus E square by R. So what is the answer here? E square by 2r, it is negative. I hope you understood. This is the answer. You have done many times how to calculate energy. So let us see the 13th question. Very simple question. I made it very clear many number of times. So photocurrent is independent of the frequency, but it is dependent on the intensity of light. It is independent of frequency of photon. Very, very important many times. So when you increase the frequency, so naturally kinetic energy will be increased, but not number of photons. So be careful. It's a very important question. And photoelectric effect, I have already taken 4 classes. So, and number of almost 40 to 50 numericals I've derived it, and or I solved it. Okay, yeah. So this question already I have taught in the regular session. So what I said. So here, law of conservation of mass cannot be applied for wavelength. It can be applied for energy only. I hope you understood. So E3 is equal to E1 plus E2. That is hc by lambda 1 plus hc by lambda 2 is equal to hc by lambda 3. Now hc gets cancelled. 1 by lambda 3 is equal to 1 by lambda 1 plus 1 by lambda 2. So if you do it, so naturally you will be getting this way. So 1 by lambda 3 is equal to lambda 2 lambda 1 by lambda 1 plus lambda 2. So this is the answer. I hope you understood. So you can check out here. Next question. The time period of the wave, what is the frequency? So you know very well time period is equal to 1 by frequency, or frequency is equal to 1 by time period. Direct question, you can solve it. Now 16th question. Wavelength of a photon is given. So lambda is given, right? Lambda is equal to 2 into 10 power minus 11 meters. What you have to find? The momentum. Momentum is P. You know very well lambda is equal to h by P. So direct question. So momentum is always expressed in kg meter second inverse. So kg meter second inverse. I hope you understood. How? If you want, you can check out. So P is equal to h by lambda. So how h can be expressed? Kg joule. Joule how can be? Meter square second inverse into second by lambda is in meters. Agreed? So meters gets cancelled. So kg meter second inverse. So kg meter second inverse. So you got the units. Next. Now 17th question. Bohr's radius of second orbit of Be plus 3 is equal to that of. So very simple question. So you solve both. So you can solve here. You can solve here. Bohr's radius of second orbit of Be plus 3 is equal to that of. So radius of second orbit of Be plus is equal to 0.529 into n square. What is the orbit here? N square 2 square by z. Beryllium is 4. I hope you understood. That is equal to 0.529. I hope you understood. So 0.529 is what? It is the first orbit of hydrogen. Very simple question. Yeah. Now let us see the next question. If the shortest wavelength of hydrogen atom in Lyman series is x. So shortest wavelength, first many times I convey to you. Shortest wavelength means Lyman series is n1 is equal to 2. Shortest wavelength means, what is shortest wavelength? N2 will be equal to infinity. Because why? Because shortest wavelength, shortest lambda is equal to maximum energy. Maximum energy means N2 is equal to infinity. Similarly, longest wavelength means what? N1 is equal to. So here what series is it given? Lyman series is given. Lyman series means, so here small thing, Lyman series means N1 is equal to 1, right? So here also N1 is equal to 1. N2 will be equal to next orbit, that is the second orbit. So these questions, many questions have been solved, particularly in the hydrogen spectrum. Please check out. So it's a very simple. So you have to understand shortest wavelength means N2 will be equal to infinity. And N1 already you know very well. N1 is equal to 1. Similarly, longest wavelength means N2 is equal to next orbit, that is second orbit. So here what series is given first? Lyman series is given x. So ask Balmer series only. So fine. Balmer series is asked actually. N is equal to 2. N1 is equal to 2 and this will N2 is equal to 3. I hope you understood. You substitute the values, you get the answer. So here because this is lambda is given as x. Lambda is because lambda is equal to 1 by lambda is equal to r into z square into 1 by n1 square minus 1 by n2 square. I hope you understood this. So here you get 9x by 5. So in this case, so you can check out, solve the question, you get 9x by 5. Now next question. The threshold wavelength for photoelectric effect on sodium is 5000 angstroms. So threshold wavelength is nothing but lambda naught is given 5000 angstroms. And its work function is very simple. Work function is how much? W is equal to hc by lambda naught. Please solve it so you get the answer. Now let us see the last question. A very simple question. The radius of the electron in the first excited state of hydrogen atom is. So you know very well first excited state. That means R2 is equal to A naught. A naught is equal to how much? 0.529 into n square. N square is nothing but 2 square by hydrogen atom. Agreed? That is 4 A naught. I hope you understood. So about the first orbit is ground state is how much? R1 is equal to A naught is how much? 0.529. So A naught into n square by Z1. That is equal to A naught. So first will be A naught, second will be 4 A naught, third will be 9 A naught, and fourth will be 16 A naught. So that's why you have to practice. You require some practice. So then I hope you are very clear, okay, regarding today's paper. It is not tough, but it all depends on your practice, your dedication, sincerity, your routine, and I hope so. Don't be fruitive. So put your best efforts and get ready for the next examination. So next examination, so I'll give the schedule today or tomorrow. You can just check out. So thanks for bearing. Good day. Now physics will be followed.
Okay, dear students, a very good afternoon to all of you. So welcome to Sri Ramanuja Vidya Mandir. So regarding physics, I hope all of you are done well. This is a cumulative exam. So based on vectors, starting from vectors, calculus, that is differentiation and integration. I hope students you must have practiced well solving the work sessions and you are done well. This I hope you are done well. Okay, students. So now let us see today's paper. That is it is almost like an easy and in between average. Okay, students, average or little easy, that's all. It is not what you call too difficult. Okay, students, so if you practice the work sessions and if you understood the videos which I have sent you, then you can easily answer these questions. These questions are not at all difficult. Okay, students, so now let us see. So first question based on, I gave like I think 10 questions on integration, 5 questions on differentiation and 5 questions on vectors. Okay, students, so from now onwards the topics, that means whatever covered topics, the number of questions will be reduced. So this exam vectors 5 questions, next exam kinematics will also come, so therefore the number of questions for vectors will reduce. Okay, students, but the work session, in the work session I'll be giving the work session on vectors as many questions that are required. Okay, students, I'll be giving around 10 to 20 questions on vectors, again 10 to 20 questions on calculus, then more questions will be on kinematics. Okay, students, so this week you will be getting a work session on kinematics. So kinematics, calculus and vectors. So the purpose is you should not forget the covered chapters. That is the main purpose of giving the cumulative work session as well as cumulative test. Okay, students, so now let us see today's exam. The first question, integral, what is the value of integral t power minus 3 by 2 t? Okay, students, so this everybody knows. What is the formula for integral t power n? What is the formula for integral t power n dt, students? We know t power n plus 1 by n plus 1 plus c. Okay, students, where c is a arbitrary constant. So now here n is minus 3 by 2. So therefore t power minus 3 by 2 plus 1 divided by minus 3 by 2 plus 1 plus c. Okay, students, so that is equal to minus half. So that means it will become minus 2 into t power minus half plus c. Okay, so I think answer will be the B option. B, minus 2 into t power minus 1 by 2 plus c. Okay, students, so next one, integral t power 3 plus 1 by t dt. Okay, so just now we have seen what is integral t power n. T power n plus 1 by n plus 1. So therefore t power 4 by 4 plus what is integral 1 by t? I told you, students, very important, you should not use this formula t power n for t power minus 1. Okay, for t power minus 1 we should never use this formula for integral t power n, because there is a particular formula for this t power minus 1 or 1 by t dt. Integral 1 by t dt is always equal to ln t. Okay, students, because as I told you, integration is always opposite to differentiation. So in the beginning for differentiation we have seen what is d by dt of ln t, that is equal to 1 by t. Correct or not, students? So therefore now integral will be integral 1 by t is equal to ln t. So for this we should not use the formula of integral t power n, or integral t power n is not valid for n is equal to minus 1. Okay, students, for remaining all values it is valid. So therefore directly we can tell what is the answer. Integral t cube plus 1 by t dt is t power 4 by 4 plus ln t plus c. Option D is the correct answer. Next one, integral 5t power 4 plus 4t cube plus 3t square dt. So therefore if you just apply that formula, t power we can separate the integrals, that is 5 into integral t power 4 plus 4 into integral t power 3 plus 3 into integral t power 2 dt. Of course dt will be there for each integral. Dt will be there for each integral. Okay, students, so directly you can tell 5 into t power 5 by 5. I am solving for those students who are not able to solve. I think most of the students know, but very few students may not know. For those students I am solving. So 4 t power 4 by 4 plus 3 into t power 3 by 3 plus c. So these things will get cancelled. T power 5 plus t power 4 plus t power 3 plus c. I think option A is the correct answer. Okay, student. Next, if v is equal to 4t power 4, find displacement from t equal to 0 to t equal to 1 second. So whenever here I told two types of questions in this model, this application of integration, uses of integration, I told two types of questions. One is they'll ask us to find out position, find out the position, correct or not, students? That is x. Okay. Second thing is find the displacement, okay, students? So find the displacement. I hope you know these two types of questions. Okay, so here they are asking the displacement. Okay, students? So in this what is the formula for the displacement, students? Delta x is equal to, so delta x is equal to integral v into dt, correct or not, students? So now when you are calculating the delta x, okay, students, delta x is called as the displacement. So we can use directly this formula. Which formula? Delta x equal to integral v dt, where time is varying from 0 to 1 second, correct or not, students? Or I told another one, at t equal to 0 find out x value at t equal to 0, and t equal to 1 find out x value, and then subtract these two values. Okay, this is a little lengthy procedure. Okay, I told you for this type of question, that is find the displacement, I told you this one, shortcut method, correct or not, students? So therefore directly we can substitute. Now what is the value of v? 4 into t power 4 dt. So that is equal to, from 0 to 1, so 4 you take outside, t power 5 by 5, substituting the limit 0 1, so that is equal to 4 into, we should always substitute the higher limit minus lower limit. First we should substitute higher limit. The top one is the higher limit, bottom one is the lower limit. So therefore 1 by 5 minus 0, so that is equal to 4 by 5 meters. Okay, students? So option B is the correct option. Okay, next one. If a equal to 2t cube, find velocity from t equal to 0 to t equal to 2 seconds. Okay, students? So now from acceleration, they are asking us to find out the velocity. Okay, so should we use differentiation or should we use integration? I think you know integration, correct or not, students? If velocity is given and if you are asked to find out acceleration, then you should go for differentiation. If acceleration is given and if you are asked to find out velocity, then you should go for integration. So where according to the integration, velocity v is equal to integral a dt. Okay, so time from 0 to 2 seconds. So that is equal to, what is the function of acceleration? 2t cube dt from 0 to 2 seconds. So that is equal to 2 you take outside because it is a constant. So integral t cube is again t power 4 by 4, substituting the limits from 0 to 2. So first we should always substitute the higher limit. So therefore 2 into 2 power 4 divided by 4 minus of 0, correct or not, students? So that is equal to how much? 2 square we can write. So 2 square means again 4 into 2 8, correct or not, students? So therefore answer is 8 meters per second. So option A is the correct answer. Okay. Next one. If x is equal to 2t cube plus t square, find velocity at t equal to 2 seconds. Find velocity at t equal to 2 seconds. Okay. So x means position. As I told you, x means position. Now position is given, you are asked to find out velocity. So what is the formula, students? V is equal to dx by dt. So that is equal to d by dt of 2t cube plus t square. So if you separate the terms and then differentiate, you will get as 2, I am directly writing the answer, 2t power 4 plus t cube by 3, that is equal to t power 4 by 2 plus t cube by 3. This is the what you call instantaneous velocity. Now they are asking velocity at t equal to 2 seconds. So that means substitute 2 in place of t. So that means 2 power 4 divided by 2 plus 2 power 3 divided by 3. So that is equal to how much, students, here? 2 cube, that is 8 plus 2 cube 8 by 3. So that means 3 8s are 24. 24 plus 8, 32 by 3. What is the answer, students? Find the velocity at t equal to 2 seconds. I think I made a mistake here. 2t cube plus t square. Oh, sorry, students. This is the mistake generally we do. I also done the same mistake. Integration, as I told you in the sessions also, okay, whenever we have to do the integration, whenever we are doing integration and differentiation simultaneously, this is the common mistake we'll do, students, okay, because just now we have done integration, now we have to do differentiation. So in differentiation, power should reduce, students, okay. So please remember, so that is so according to it, that is equal to, so if you separate the terms, first d by dt of 2t cube, okay students, that's why I'm telling you, please pay attention, okay students. So that is equal to 2 into, now d by dt of t cube means now 3 will come as a coefficient, the power, and then t power 2, correct, t power n minus 1 plus again 2t, okay students. So that is 6t square plus 2t, okay students. Previously I done the integration, I hope students you understood. So this is the general mistake, so we have to be careful, this requires practice. When you are doing both, when you are doing only differentiation, you will not do mistake. When you are doing only integration, you will not do mistake. When you are doing both differentiation and integration, generally we do the mistake, and this point I told you in the note also, students. So that is equal, now v at time t equal to 2 seconds, that is equal to 6 into 2 square plus 2 into 2. So 6 4s are 24 plus 4, that is equal to 28 meters per second. So answer is option D, okay students. So please pay attention, students, please very carefully you have to solve the problems, because it is a general tendency that instead of differentiation we'll apply integration formula, or in place of integration we'll apply differentiation formula, okay students. So next one, 7th one, if v equal to 2t square plus t plus 1, find acceleration at t equal to 3 seconds. So we know how to get acceleration from velocity. So what is the formula for the acceleration, students? What is the formula for the acceleration? So a is equal to dv by dt. A equal to dv by dt. Now we have to do differentiation. Please keep it in mind. So d by dt of 2 square plus t plus 1. So that is equal to, now 2 into again 2t plus 1. Correct or not, students? Because d by dt of constant is 0. D by dt of t is 1. So this is the acceleration at any time t. Now acceleration at time t equal to 3 seconds. So 4 into 3 plus 1. So that is equal to 13 meters per second square. Okay students, actually unit is wrong, second square, because acceleration unit is meter per second square. Please remember, velocity unit is meter per second. Acceleration unit is meter per second square, because this is nothing but velocity by time. Velocity is anyway meter per second divided by second. So therefore meter per second square. Next one, if acceleration is equal to 4t cube, find velocity from t equal to 0 to t equal to 1 second. Okay. Now acceleration is given. Now you are asked to find out velocity. So should we apply differentiation or integration? I hope you remember that one, students. Okay. So suppose let's say if this is x is called as position, v is called as velocity, and a is called as acceleration. This is called as position, this is called as velocity, and this is called as acceleration. Okay students. So how to obtain one quantity from another quantity? Suppose if you want velocity from position, then what you have to do? Differentiation. And then again if you want acceleration from velocity, you have to do differentiation. If you want velocity from acceleration, you have to do integration. If you want position from velocity or displacement, then you have to go for integration. So here a is given and you are asked to find out velocity. So velocity is required from acceleration, so that means you have to do integration. So velocity v is equal to integral a times of dt. So that is equal to, what is a, students? 4t cube dt from time 0 to 1 second. So 4 here integration, students, t power 4 by 4 from 0 to 1. So that means 4 will get cancelled 1. Okay students, so that is equal to 1 meter per second. So option A is correct. Okay. Next one, if v equal to 5t power 4, find displacement from t equal to 0 to t equal to 2 seconds. So velocity is given and you are asked to find out displacement or position. Correct, students? So if you want to get position or displacement from velocity, you have to go by integration. Okay students. So that is equal to, so displacement delta x. X is called position. X is called as position. Correct or not, students? X is called as position. Delta x is called as the displacement. So displacement is equal to integral v times of dt from time t equal to 0 to 2. So that is equal to, what is the velocity function? 5 t power 4 from 0 to 2. So 5 if you take out constant, t power 5 by 5 from 0 to 2. So that is equal to 5 will get cancelled. 2 power 5 minus 0. Correct or not, students? 2 power 5 minus of 0 power 5 by 5. So that is equal to 32 meters. Okay, students? So option A is the correct answer. Next one, if v equal to 2t cube plus t square, find position if x is equal to 1 meter at t equal to 0. So here, this is we cannot substitute the limits. In the previous case, this is called delta x is called displacement. So we can directly substitute the limits. That means t equal to 0 to t equal to 2. Now they are asking position. So whenever you are asked to find out the position, you should always first calculate the function. Okay, students, that is x is equal to integral v dt. Okay, students, we should not substitute the limits. Okay, students, so integral v dt, what is v? 2t cube plus t square into dt. So that is equal to, I hope students you understood. Now we are calculating position, not displacement. Okay, so that is equal to integral 2t cube plus t square. So now we are doing integration. So be careful, students. So 2 into t power 4 by 4 plus t cube by 3 plus c we should write. Plus c we should write, students. So that is equal to, so x is equal to t power 4 by 2 plus t cube by 3 plus c. Okay, students. So now here for calculating this c only, this additional information is given. At time t equal to 0, what is x, students? 1 meter. So substitute that one. 1 is equal to 0 by 2 plus 0 by 3 plus c. So c is equal to 1. So therefore now x is equal to position. This is called position. T power 4 by 2 plus t cube by 3 plus 1. So option B is the correct answer. Okay, students. Next one. What is so 10 questions based on integration, 5 on 10 questions based on integration, and now 5, the 11th question to 15th question is based on integration, and then 16 to 20 will be based on vectors. Okay, students. So d by dt of sin t plus e power t. So direct formula. What is d by dt of sin t? Cos t. What is d by dt of e power t? Same e power t only. So option B is the correct answer. Next one. What is d by dt of e power t into ln t? Okay, students. So here there are two functions. This is one function. This is another function. Suppose if you call this as function u, this you call it as function v. Okay. So now two functions are in product. So we should apply product rule, students. So what is the formula? D by dt of u times of v. What? D by dt of u times of v. Okay, students. So that is equal to u into dv by dt plus v into du by dt. Students. So that is equal to, what is u, students, here? E power t. So e power t into dv by dt is 1 by t plus v into, v means what, students, here? V. What is v here? V is the ln t into d by dt of u, d by dt of u is e power t. So that means again e power t. So that is equal to e power t divided by t plus ln t into e power t. This is the answer, students. So that means option A is the correct answer. E power t by t plus ln t into e power t. Okay. Next one. What is d by dt of e power 4t plus 5? Okay, students. So here we should apply which rule, students? Chain rule. Okay. Why? Because we know d by dt of e power t. D by dt of e power t. What is d by dt of e power t, students? D by dt of e power t is e power t only. But now in place of t we have what, students? 4t plus 5. D by dt of e power 4t plus 5. So now what we should do, students? This you consider 4t plus 5 as like t. So now the answer for that will be e power 4t plus 5. But this is only for e power t. But here in place of t we have 4t plus 5. So therefore we should apply chain rule. So according to chain rule, into d by dt of 4t plus 5. So that is equal to e power 4t plus 5 into d by dt of 4t plus 5 is what, students? 4, because d by dt of 5, which is a constant, is 0. So 4 into e power 4t plus 5. So that means option D is the correct answer. Next one, d by dt of t power 3 by 2 plus t power 7 by 2, students. So basically this is application of d by dt of t power n. So d by dt of t power n is n into t power n minus 1. So that means directly we can say, I am writing directly, so 3 by 2 into t power 3 by 2 minus 1 plus 7 by 2 into t power 7 by 2 minus 1. So that is equal to 3 by 2 t power 3 by 2 minus 1 will be 1 by 2 plus 7 by 2 into t power 5 by 2. So that is equal to 3 by 2. This t power half we can write as root t also, students. So therefore option A is the correct answer. 3 by 2 root t plus 7 by 2 t power 5 by 2. Next, so that by that we have completed the differentiation also. Okay, so now let us see vector, students. So the angles which the vector A is equal to 3i cap plus 6j cap plus 2k makes with the coordinate axis R. Okay, students. So we know in directional cosines topic, correct or not, students? What is cos alpha, what is cos beta, and what is cos gamma? Correct or not, students? So what is the cos alpha, students? So angle made with the x-axis, cos alpha is equal to x divided by r. Correct or not, students? Where r is equal to xi cap plus yj cap. X is equal to r is equal to xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. Correct or not, students? So if this is the vector r is equal to xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap, then what is the angle made by this vector with the x-axis is cos alpha is equal to x by r. So now here x is what, students? 3. So 3 divided by, this is called, r means the magnitude of the vector r. So what is the magnitude, students, here? That is equal to root over 3 square plus 6 square plus 2 square. So that is equal to root over 9 plus 36 plus 4. So that is equal to 45 plus 4, 49. So root 49 is 7. So therefore 3 by 7. So alpha is equal to cos inverse 3 by 7. Cos inverse 3 by 7. Okay, student. So that means directly we can say that either option A or option C. Okay, students. So now let us see the second one, that is the angle made by this vector with the y-axis. Y-axis means cos beta should be equal to y by r. Y by r means here y is 6. So therefore option A is correct. Correct or not, students? So option A is correct. So this is based on directional cosines, the angles made by a vector with the coordinate axis. Okay. Next one, unit vector parallel to the resultant of vectors 4i cap minus 3j cap and 8i cap plus 8j cap will be. So first calculate the resultant of these two vectors. So what is the resultant of these two vectors, students? What is the resultant of these two vectors? Just add them. So that means a bar plus b bar. Okay, that is equal to 4i cap plus 8i cap. That means 12i cap. Then 8j cap minus 3j cap, that means 5j cap. So this is the resultant of the vectors a bar and b bar. Okay, so now what is the unit vector parallel to this vector? Just divide this vector with its magnitude. Okay, students. So that is equal to 12i cap plus 5j cap divided by root over 12 square plus 5 square. So that is equal to 12i cap plus 5j cap divided by that is 13. Okay, so that means option B is the correct answer. Okay. Next one, if a vector 2i cap plus 3j cap plus 8k cap is perpendicular to the vector 4i cap minus 4j cap plus alpha k, then the value of alpha is. Okay, so when two vectors are perpendicular, their cross product is dot product is how much, students? Dot product. What is the dot product of a bar dot b bar? A bar dot b bar is equal to magnitude of a bar into magnitude of b bar into cosine of angle between the two vectors. So if two vectors are perpendicular, theta will be 90. So if theta is 90, then the dot product must be 0 because cos 90 is 0. Okay. So just find out the dot product of these two vectors and equate it to 0. So what is the dot product of these two vectors? 2 into 4, 8. 3 into minus 4, that is minus 12. 8 into alpha plus 8 alpha should be equal to 0. So 8 alpha is equal to 8 minus 12, that is minus 4. If it goes that side, 4. So alpha is equal to 4 by 8, that is equal to 1 by 2. So option B is the correct answer. Okay, students. Next one. The resultant of two forces 3p and 2p is R. If the first force is double, then the resultant is also double. Then the angle between the two forces is. Okay, students. So this is a what you call lengthy problem. Okay. So suppose let us say we take two forces. One is 3p. If the first force is double, then the 3p, and then another one is 2p. Now this the resultant of these two forces will be obtained when you find out the diagonal of this parallelogram formed with these two forces as the sides of the parallelogram. This is called as R. Now if the first force is double, okay student. So now first let us find out the magnitude of this one. Okay student. So we know according to the magnitude of the resultant formula for the parallelogram law. What is the formula, students? R square is equal to, directly I am writing 3p square. 3p whole square plus 2p whole square plus 2 times of 3p into 2p into cosine of the angle between these two vectors, which is not given. So let us take it as theta. Okay students. So this is the equation 1. Now what is the second sentence in the given question? If the first force is double, then the resultant is also double. First force means what, students? 3p. So now 3p is double means it will become 6p. Now this the second force will remain as 2p. So that means now the angle won't change between these two vectors. Only the magnitude of that one has changed. So therefore now the magnitude also will change. Suppose let us say the magnitude is some what you call, now that they told that the resultant is also double, that means R will become 2R. Okay students. So I hope you understood. If you draw the diagram, then it is very easy to solve. Okay. So theta will be same in both cases, and the first force is double, that means 3p has become 6p, and the resultant has doubled, that means R has become 2R. So now in this case, second case, what is the formula for the parallelograms law? So 2R whole square is equal to 6p whole square plus 2p whole square plus 2 times of 6p into 2p into cosine of angle between these two vectors. Okay student. So that's all. Okay. So now if you solve these two equations, you will get the answer. Okay. So I hope answer will be, if you solve how much here you will get as R square is equal to now cos theta. Now theta is what? The unknown, correct or not students? So we have to calculate the theta. So now here R square is equal to 9p square plus 4p square plus 2 3 6 6 2s are 12. So 12p square cos theta, students. Okay. So directly you can substitute this R square here. Okay. So here this is 4 times of this entire thing, 4 times of this one is equal to 36p square plus 4p square plus 2 6 12, 12 2s are 24. So 24p square cos theta. Okay. So here if you substitute this one, if you multiply this entire thing with 4, correct answer, or if you first cancel 4 in this equation itself, that is all, that also you can do, students, because 4 is there in on both sides, we can cancel, correct or not, students? Okay. So let us say if you cancel 4 9s 36, 4 1s, this is 9, this is 1 time, this is 4 6 are